Check this out. We in Forest Hill, Queens. You see the beautiful area that I'm at right now, walking in peaceful and working, whatever? Listen, my mom's called me 3 times, said she's stuck outside the house. I told her next time when she go on the outside, make sure she bring her keys. I'm trying to work to make something myself. She don't get that. But it's every minute she's calling on my phone 3 times. Just got into work, try to finish up my shift and shit like that. And she's calling me saying she left her keys in the house. She said, what time are you going to finish work? I told her I'm not going to be done until 11:30, 12 o'clock in the morning. Because, you know, when you do this type of job, you have to be on clock, you know? She don't get that. But she want me to rush for me to let her in. And when you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, listen, I'm in Queens trying to make something myself, trying to make a little, trying to make a little moolah because my funds are low, whatever. Not getting paid till after the week after Memorial Day, not the following week. So I have to work enough hours for me to get paid, you feel me? Because they just sent me a letter stating that I have to do mandatory work assignments. If I don't do the work assignment, they're gonna reduce my check. So I have to do what I have to do, you know? So try to make it out here, make it in the world. You feel me? Try to make it out here. Try to do what we can to build up the success of mental health, and this is what we're doing, you feel me? So that's the number one thing about mental health, is about the cessational of See Good Road. We in the border of See Good Road. And See Good Road, this area right here, very quiet area, you feel me? It's an area where people rejoice and have feelings. So over this area by the 1700s, these houses were built up in the early 1700s, where people like George Jefferson, George Washington, all these presidents of the United States used to own one of these properties on this block. This block has been historical. Like this house across from me. This house been built up in the early 1790s, 1800s. All these houses are history. So it's like the history of the houses is really like you go to these houses, you see the history of mental health in these properties. And a lot of people don't understand that these properties were built up in the early centuries. This area used to be an underground railroad, where it used to be a railway line on the side of the railway. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, you're living this life and you're building up your mental health by understanding what the resources are. You feel me? So I'm like, yo, we building up brand, we building up life. But sometimes when we live life, we gotta build up the life in the way that we could try to make it work. We could make it relaxation. We could actually see it happening, And I think that what it is, we're making it in a way of living, and we're trying to believe in ourselves that we're gonna grow, and how we grow and how we do certain things in mental health. You feel me? So we actually walking up this block to head to Metropolitan Avenue. I'm gonna jump on the Q54 because I gotta go back to Brooklyn in about 20 minutes. I don't know why. I should have stayed here longer so I could work off my hours and shit. But it's like my mom's just really bugging out when it comes onto certain things. And I love my mom's, but she needs to cool down with the keys and shit, But the thing about it is I'm not gonna disrespect her or whatever, Gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta work, She gotta understand I gotta work to make the money, you feel me? I have to work to build up income. You have to work to do what you can to make money. She gets upset with me because, I'm out the house and shit trying to work, But it's not like say, okay, the world is whatever it is. But I have to make the bread for me to build the work. And if I be able to work and make money, I could pick up the check and I could be able to say, all right, I'm gonna pick up my funds, I'm gonna roll with it, you feel me? I'm gonna ride my grind up, you feel me? So, So it's like, yo, we making it money, we making it work, or we gonna deliver it? You feel me? So once you deliver it, you ain't gonna make the bread work. You feel me? So this house been built up in the early, this house right here, was in the late 1795. These houses will be built up, like all these beautiful houses right here. So you look at these houses, you look at the brand of mental health, you look at the structure of it, you see a lot of structure of balances that these houses are made from the border of your mental health, the border of your lifestyle, your border of your cycle, your border of certain things. But I feel like we're trying to build up our lives and we're trying to build up what we could do to make ourselves professional and to build up what our lifestyle is. So it's like you can't deal with certain type of things in your life that you could understand. But when I understand it now, is that mental health is like a cycle where people will live and how they structure it and how they balance it out. You feel me? So it's like you're trying to live. My mother struggled with mental health because you see, my mother, she goes through mental health a lot when she at work, you feel me? And it's like she gets upset when I try to calm her down, but she gets upset when I'm trying to do something on myself to make money. Because it was harder for me to get work, you know, because of my mental health. And I had to figure out a way how to make money, you know? So it's like, she don't get that. And she's calling my phone, talking about where I'm at. I don't have any clothes to wear, blah, blah, blah. I said to her, you should have thought about taking up your keys before you left the house. But she just ran out the house and didn't say anything to me. She said she was going to be right back. I had to go to work. I couldn't stay in the house. I had to go to work, you know? So, you know, you have to make money where your mouth is and make money where you build up your brand and everything like that. So you're trying to be focused. You're trying to stay focused on your mental health and your brand and whatever you feel me? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to build. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it happen. I'm trying to do what I can to build. So we in Ascan Avenue and into Instagram Street, you feel me? And we gonna do it, feel me? We're gonna do it. So we're gonna bust it out right here. So we in this area right here, you know? Try to make it work and talk real quick, you feel me? I know it's so dark though, cause I'm not in a light, but it's so dark. So one thing I want to share with you, check out my line. It's called Basketball by Samuels. I'll be creating a project proposal for that line, and I'm gonna also be opening up a online store coming in October, so you can get your merchandise and everything like that. Basketball mentality is gonna be all a part of basketball wellness. So that's the name of the product. So you get your products, whatever, and we're good to go. All right. So you're right here in Forest Hills, and we're gonna do it big. We're gonna walk over to Metropolitan, take the 54 back to Brooklyn, to the bridge, and then take the 44. All right. You done know. Log on. All right. Check you out.